Hey guys, my name is Sandra, and my essay was about ladders and their use in the fire service. What kind of ladders are found in the fire service? There are generally 6 types of ladders. They are the straight ladders, extension ladders, roof ladders, pumpier ladders, also known as scaling ladders, folding ladders, and an aerial ladder. In San Francisco, the trucks have a numerous amount of ladders, from retention ladders, extension ladders, fire escape ladders, um, ridge ladders, roofing ladders, attic ladders, A-frame ladders, and the aerial ladder. They all range in different sizes. What materials are most ladders? Most ladders are either wood or aluminum. They both have their pros and their cons. When it comes to a wood ladder, pros would be that they don't conduct heat nor electricity. They're pretty sturdy, which is good for firefighters and their equipment and victims. Cons is that they're heavy and they can be expensive because they're a material of nature, so they tend to be pricier. When it comes to aluminum ladders, the pros is that they tend to be more lightweight. They were made to be on the lighter side. They're also a bit cheaper because of the materials. They're more easier to be obtained. For cons of aluminum ladders, they tend to conduct electricity and heat. This isn't the best, especially when in fire situations, if they were to encounter the ladder were to encounter a live electrical wire, it could potentially electrocute the firefighter that is on the ladder. Another con is that the ladder tends to be more bouncy as the firefighter climbs up and down the ladder. What parts are there to a ladder? There are mainly 4 parts to a ladder. They're the beam, which are on the sides of the ladder, the rungs, which is where the firefighter would climb up and down and where they were holed, the butt, which is the bottom of the ladder, and the top, which is called the tip. How to maintain ladders. Ladders must be inspected, maintained, and tested according to NFPA 1932. When it comes to NFPA 1931, this is a standard of manufacturer design for the ladder that they have to meet a certain standard in order to be used. When it comes to maintaining a ladder, it means to take care of the ladder and to fully inspect it after every use or once a month. They are to be washed with water and soap, then wiped with a cloth. After they are washed, they are to be inspected for any damage like splints or cracks or any of that sort that may have been caused due to either weather or the situation that it was used in. How are ladders tested? Ladders are tested to see how much weight that they can sustain before failure. They either test this using a horizontal bend test or a load test. During a horizontal bend test, they will have the ladder lying horizontally above the ground, not touching the floor. They will have a weight in the middle of the ladder, and they will see how that weight affects that ladder if there are any visible damages. During the load test, it's somewhat similar. They will have a weight across the beams of the ladder with a preload weight.
How to carry
they will
ladders.
slowly add increments of weight until they see damage to the ladder. Methods in which you can carry ladders. It is the low shoulder carry, the high shoulder carry, and the arm's length carry. All of which you will start off by kneeling on the floor and you will rise lifting the ladder. When it's a low shoulder carry, when you rise, you will be facing the tip of the ladder. You will then turn to face the butt of the ladder and you will place the upper beam on your shoulder. When it's a high shoulder carry, you will do the same process, but instead of having the upper beam over your shoulder, you'll have the lower beam over your shoulders to have both beams above. The arm's length carry is the same, but instead of having the ladder over and or under your shoulder, you will have it at waist level, carrying it with your hand. For the two firefighter ladder carry, there are three methods: the low shoulder method, the hip or underarm method, and the arm's length on edge method. These are similar to the one firefighter carry, so same process. So you would kneel, rise while facing the tip, then pivot your body to face the butt. When you're doing the low shoulder carry, it's one firefighter at the tip of the ladder and the other on the butt of the ladder, and you will end with the upper beam on both shoulders. With the hip and underarm method, you will both firefighters will have the upper beam ladder underneath their armpit, and the arm would be over the ladder. The arm's length on edge method is simply just carrying the ladder with their hands at waist level. For three firefighters, there are four methods: the flat shoulder method, flat arm's length method, low shoulder method, and arm's length on edge method. The first two methods consist of two firefighters on one side and one on the other. The ones that are two on one side, one is on the tip, one is on the butt, and the one on the other side is in the middle of the ladder. In flat shoulder, they will have the beam over one shoulder. During flat arms, they will have the same position and lift the ladder with their closest hand and stand at hip level. During low shoulder carry, all three will be on one side, on the same side, and they will carry one beam over their shoulder. During arm's length on edge, they will also be all three on one side, and they will grab the ladder with their closest hand and stand. When rescuing a victim using a ladder, you can use either front facing or back facing. Front facing is the victim facing the ladder, and the back facing is the victim facing the firefighter. When doing these techniques, the firefighter will have their leg in between the victim's legs and slowly come down the ladder. When rescuing a child and bigger people, it's somewhat similar, somewhat different. When it comes to a child, the firefighter will cradle the child and slowly climb down the ladder holding the beam. When it comes to a bigger person, they will grab two ladders, a firefighter on each ladder, and have one firefighter carrying the upper body and the other firefighter carrying the torso of the victim, and climb down the ladder. That is it for my presentation on ladders. Thank you.